Devin and Shakur.
Right.
Because those two boxing phenoms, you know, if you're not on that level mentally, like you're not even gonna compete with those two dudes.
Right.
You know?
It's such an interesting thing because a lot of people don't know. You know, the general public, when someone gets to like an elite level, they need some high profile fight in order for people to realize, because all the boxing fans realize, like Shakur's a great example. It's not really a household name, but he should be.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding because he has great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements. And Shakur is going to step out of range and make Teo fall short.
So much
Definitely.
confidence in his power that he doesn't give a f. He's giving away a couple
Yeah, he
rounds
definitely
in the
be
game.
giving away rounds, but you know, he just in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford break down the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup and quickly come to the same conclusion: Shakur is operating on a different level. They stress that this fight isn't just about raw talent or athleticism. It's about strategy, adaptability, and who can impose their will when the pressure is at its highest. Rogan points to Stevenson's elite defensive instincts, while Crawford highlights his pinpoint precision and timing. Both
I mean, he's an elite fighter. He's so good. But he needs like a big, high-profile fight, like Gervonta did, you know, against
Nobody
Ryan
want to fight
Garcia.
him.
Right.
Nobody want to fight him.
Yeah.
And I see why. You know, I get it. But at the same time, you know, they're going to have to see him sooner or later. No matter what, no matter how far they go, they're going to have to see him sooner or later. So, you know, all these fighters, you know, he's calling out everybody. He's calling out the Pitbull. He's calling out Lomachenko.
Yeah.
He's calling out Devin. He's calling out, you know, Tank. He's calling out everybody.
Yeah.
And he want to fight everybody right now.
Right.
You know, and that's a dangerous man when you know how talented he is, and he's motivated, he's focused, he's stay in the gym, he's a gym rat, he loves boxing to the core. Like, yeah, that's a dangerous man right now, because he got something on his mind that, you know, he wanna accomplish.
And he's still very young.
Yeah.
Very young and still getting better with every fight. Him versus Tank would be insane.
Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes.
both agree this bout will expose who truly belongs at the top. Because when fighters of this caliber collide, only the most complete competitor survives. Joe Rogan goes further by praising Shakur Stevenson's defensive style, something truly rare in today's boxing landscape. He explains that Shakur doesn't just react, he reads opponents in real time, anticipates attacks before they happen, and controls distance with an almost
Philly shell since Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
His fucking defense was incredible.
Yeah. Defense, and he stayed. And that guy was putting the guy from Golden Boy, I can't remember his name, who he fought, but was just a good fighter and was really pressuring him. And Shakur stayed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He stayed in the pocket.
He also
Because
said
people
he's
were
not gonna
calling him a
fight that
runner
way
before.
anymore.
He's not a runner, yeah.
But he said after that fight, I'm not going to fight that way anymore. He said I took too many shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wanted to like put on a show and show everybody he's not just a runner. He could stand in the pocket.
Right.
Then he's like, why am I doing this? I'll box the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
he's
I
silver
get,
medalist,
too.
that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yeah.
elite. He's elite.
Yeah.
And just one of the best, like, it's, as far as skill.
effortless calm. According to Rogan, that level of defensive intelligence, combined with technical precision, allows Shakur to stay composed under fire, avoid unnecessary risks, and punish mistakes instantly. That's what makes him one of the most difficult fighters in the sport to figure out, frustrate, and ultimately defeat. Greg Hackett offers a sharp and honest analysis of Teofimo Lopez, focusing on the mental and physical factors that define his performances. He explains that Lopez often sees the knockout as his clearest path to victory. Relying heavily on speed, power, and raw confidence, Hackett points back to the Lomachenko fight, where Teofimo's hunger and intensity
Teofimo Lopez, mentally.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Teo talking about, you feel like he can get him out of there in 9. Do you feel like that's the only opportunity that he could do to get the victory is by getting him out of there and, not boxing Shakur?
I'm going to tell you this. When Teo fought Lomachenko, right? I'll tell you what it was. His strength, his speed, and his mindset, that fight was why Lomachenko was so hesitant to throw. Teo could do the same thing to Shakur, but now it's a different day. He wasn't as famous as he is now as he was back then. He was more hungry.
Cool.
When he fought Lomachenko, he was hungry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since he's been really hungry and been really wanting to win a fight. I think this fight could be that, but his mindset, his focus, his strength and everything, he got to bring everything to the table. And he could beat Shakur because he has the ingredients. The problem is he can't put them together. Sometimes he show up with the speed without the power. Sometimes he show up with the power without the footwork. Sometimes he show up with the footwork without the mindset. You know what I'm saying? He be in pieces. If he bring everything to the table, he'll be cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's the leader of the new school when it comes down to those two guys?
No. The leader of the new school would be Abdullah Mason. The reason why, he's 21 years old. He's been pro for like 4 years. The rest of them dudes...
He forced an elite champion into survival mode, but he believes today's version of Lopez is different. Fame, expectations, and pressure have altered his approach. While Lopez still has all the tool speed, power, footwork, and belief, he doesn't always connect them at the same time. Sometimes the speed lacks power. Other times the power lacks timing. Hackett concludes that if Lopez can align everything on one perfect night, he has a Shakur's strength, timing, defensive awareness, and precision make it extremely difficult for Lopez to land clean shots. Bradley ultimately suggests that while Lopez's speed and power are legitimate threats, Stevenson's discipline and calculated approach could neutralize them, turning the fight into a high...
The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. Footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw with the amount of power that he has, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Teo's a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense. Fast, twitchy type muscles, fibers. He's extremely fast. Some may say that his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones' type of movements, how quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's he's a master at literally, getting in his position, right, in a position where he wants to be and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. If you can keep your opponent off balance, for instance, let me just give you an example. It's like Teo explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in. Shakur takes a big step back. Again, always understanding because he has great eyes. You know, great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements. And Shakur's going to step out of